Now, Sam is back. We're going to look ahead to tomorrow's game in Madrid in a bit more detail. First of all, how much confidence should Arsenal take into the game? Not just because they won it 3-0, but because of their overall form.
Well, it's very, very rare that you see Arsenal concede 3 goals in any context whatsoever. In fact, Arsenal have not conceded 3 or more goals in their last 79 matches in all competitions. The last team to do it, Matt?
To score 3 against Arsenal. Sorry, to score 3 against them.
Last team to do
City.
it? Luton Town at Kenilworth Road.
Right.
Remember that game where Declan
4-3.
Rice? Declan Rice headed in the last minute. Luton Town were the last team to do it. And even 2 goals. It's very rare, 14 out of 79 games. That's because they keep a lot of clean sheets. 31 out of 79. That's a clean sheet rate of nearly 40%. So, yeah, these are good omens for Arsenal. You don't see them conceding very many. However, Real Madrid will point at these stats and say, well, you don't play Real Madrid at the Bernabeu every week in a Champions League quarter-final. So good omens for Arsenal. And, yeah, you could expect their defence to stand firm again on tomorrow night.
Yeah. 80 is not an unlucky number, is it? I know 13 is, but 80 better not be. So. Real need to overturn a 3-goal deficit, but, that's not going to be an easy feat against this Arsenal side, is it?
Particularly this Arsenal side in the Champions League. Now, this is the best expected goals conceded record out of all the quarter-finalists. Now, Arsenal, they've only conceded 6 goals, but actually in terms of the goals they should have conceded, it's 9. It's the lowest out of any team to have played in the competition at any stage. And, it's the only team in single digits. You look at PSG's record, they went to Anfield and kept a clean sheet, but Arsenal's defence is a lot better. And actually compare it to Real Madrid, they've conceded 20 goals in the Champions League this season, but the XG says they should have conceded 21. So everyone's talking about, well, how many goals can Arsenal stop Real Madrid scoring at the Bernabeu? There is a very good argument to say that Arsenal could even go and add to this lead and score a couple more goals themselves based on these Real Madrid numbers and these slightly poor defensive records compared to the other quarter-finalists in this Champions League.
There were a couple of slight injury concerns, weren't there, heading into the game, but as we saw there with Gary, some good news.
Yeah, Thomas Partey is a big boost being out for open training today, mainly because of how well he played in that first leg. Won more balls in the middle third than any other player, so he really helped control that game for us. If you think back to that second half, how many major chances did Real Madrid have? But actually, because of Thomas Partey and Declan Rice controlling that really helped them. And tackling, ball recovery. So he got back a lot when Arsenal were attacking and winning free kicks and scoring free kicks. When Real Madrid tried to counter, he got back more often than not. He completed passes well. And of course, Mikel Arteta loves winning duels. So Partey being in the top 5 players for that is good. Now, the other boost was Ben White being available. Now, that's sort of a minor boost for Arsenal, mainly because of how Jurrien Timber played in that first leg as well. Because, he was up against Vinicius Jr. and he won more duels against Vinicius. And those 8 duels were more than any other player on the pitch. Second most for tackles. Again, did well in the ball recoveries as well and getting back and stopping Real Madrid on that counter-attack. But he was really good with the ball as well, and he got Arsenal up the pitch, the second most forward passes out of anyone on the pitch. This is a particular boost for Arsenal because let's say Arsenal wanted to rotate in a Miles Lewis-Skelly, for example, take him out. They could put Timber at left-back and Ben White, as we know. He's not fully fit, but he is fit enough to train and he could fit enough to play, so he can move in at right-back as well. Obviously, defence, since Arsenal lost Gabriel to injury, a lot of major concerns, but actually having White and Partey back is going to be a major boost ahead of the Bernabeu tomorrow night. Yeah,
and no Calafiori as well, isn't it? So as you say, Timber then can go to left-back if you need him to, and White can play right-back, so that is quite key. Arsenal rested players at the weekend in that 1-1 draw with Brentford, and despite Real needing a win to stay 4 points behind Barcelona in La Liga, they did as well. Was that a surprise?
A little bit as well, but at the same time, they rested Jude Bellingham and Vinicius, they've started them on the bench, and obviously Real Madrid need goals tomorrow night, so that's that's probably was their thinking behind that one. It was interesting where they rotated. They rotated the full-backs, so Valverde and David Alaba started at the Emirates.
Yeah.
They rotated them around, and actually Valverde stepped into midfield. And this is perhaps where the selection dilemmas come tonight, because obviously Arsenal dominated the midfield in that first leg at the Emirates. So it's a question of what do you do with Fede Valverde? Do you keep him in that midfield that he played at the weekend, or do you move him back to right back? But if you move him back to right back, then you have to start Luka Modric, because Eduardo Camavinga is currently suspended. He got sent off in that first leg. Tchouaméni will come in to sort of fill that gap, but again, they may have to play Modric again. And Mbappe was actually also sent off in the game against Alaves at the weekend.
Bit of an extra rest as a result, didn't
Exactly, it works both ways. At the same time, the remaining 10 players had to almost do double shift, almost. But yeah, so I think right back's a decision, left back's a decision as well. Ferland Mendy is out injured. He's going to miss that second leg.
Yeah.
They started Alaba, really struggled against Bukayo Saka, a half-fit Bukayo Saka, a lot of people felt. So do they stick with Fran Garcia, or do they do that? Lots of dilemmas for Real Madrid to sort out. Their squad isn't in a perfect situation either.
Don't want to look too far ahead, but obviously there's a big game tonight as well at Villa Park. If you're an Arsenal fan watching at home tonight, who do you want to go through in that match?
It's a really, really difficult one, because at the same time, Aston Villa would be playing their first Champions League semi-final, but at the same time, if Arsenal want to recreate some of the antics we saw at the Emirates against Real Madrid, remember the first leg is at the Emirates, then maybe PSG is the better option, because they won't play so negative, and Unai Emery Unai Emery would probably want to come up against Arsenal. So yeah, difficult one.
I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you probably want the European team, don't you? It's a European competition that can be harder playing against the Premier League side. Thank you very much, Sam.